come back in to the waiting room / lounge after winning a hefty combat against Alm Method and Dak Morley. It was easy competition for all of you. Turns out you're quite the effective unit together. And you've been waiting around in here now for about 10 or so minutes. There's music going on in the background in between matches, and you can see all of the other competitors. They're all down here. And also some of Geeta's guests have come down here as well. That's where you met Boogaroo here. In addition to that, there's a person that comes up to you, and he greets you, and he says, "Hey, I'm Kanar of Corellia. How are you guys doing? I saw you out there. That's some pretty bang-up work. Especially you, Lurd. I admire the way that you blow things apart with your rifle."
Yeah, my gun's big.
What kind of weapon is that? What are you working with here?
It's a Z6 rotary blaster cannon.
Well,
Not exactly standard issue, but I'm not exactly standard.
correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't that a illicit firearm?
No.
Well, I'm not here to tell you. I'm just admiring the weapon, that's all. Where'd you get it from? Do you think you'd be able to give me some contact information? I'm in the market for a nice new blaster as well.
Yeah, these are pretty hard to come by these days. It was my connection with the Hutts, Can't really say too much about it.
Yeah, okay. Say no more.
Look, it's really quite simple. There's an entire armory just down those stairs over there. Why don't you go and just see if you can find one of your own? Go down there and find one for yourself.
I looked around. There did not seem to be any Z6 rotary blasters.
Well, I'm not looking for your garden variety sort of blasters here. I was looking for something a little more special, and yours just looks a little special, so I thought I'd ask. Maybe there was a vendor close or something, but I guess not.
Do you even realize where you are right now? Does this look like the kind of place that you want to be, asking around for wares?
Clearly, you guys aren't interested in speaking with me, so I'm gonna go talk to someone else, I guess. Hopefully I can find someone a little more open.
I'm gonna look over at Lurd and kind of shrug my shoulders. What, are you willing to give him your weapon? Is that what he's asking for? Was he asking just to have your weapon?
I don't really know what he was asking, but kind of concerned now. Hey, KO, do you know if this is contraband or, gonna draw any attention?
It will certainly draw some attention, as it is a Class 7 restricted weapon.
Do you think you could help me with putting some stuff on this gun and kind of disguising it as something else? Do you think that would work? Just kind of like glue some other parts on and call it something else.
I'm sure such a thing would be possible.
I wouldn't even worry about it, my friend.
If you are carrying around contraband weapons, then what else might you have?
Can I wander back to the equipment room?
Yes, you can.
Can I look for if there's any just kind of like random small bits of odds and ends or like small things that I could just kind of put on my gun somehow?
There definitely is.
I'm just trying to think.
There's a banquet, there's a buffet table.
Oh, didn't we destroy a droid or something? Can you get there should be some scrap droid parts, maybe like a couple droid legs or something? And
yeah, if there's any kind of scrap armor plating or droid stuff, any kind of light things that are purely aesthetic that I can just kind of tack onto the gun.
There's a lot of different parts from blasters. So you could just strap some different parts of different blasters onto it to disguise it a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take, see if I can dismantle a couple of the smaller ones and maybe just put some barrels here and there and pieces of the handle on the side. Just kind of change the overall look of it, but also kind of not really.
All right.
He's maybe kind of worried about this, but it's something that no one's really called him on so far, so...
Well, you did completely obliterate people with it, so it's gonna stand out now.
Yeah.
Is there a lethality setting you can turn down?
No.
Stun setting?
It's just
there you go.
11 at all. No, I got stun setting on my pistol. Yeah, I'll spend some time just kind of, I don't know if I have any, a small welder type thing.
Okay, cool. So you slap a bunch of different blaster parts onto your blaster and try to disguise it. Cool. I'll give you setback die to anyone trying to identify that. Yeah, I don't know if you guys wanted to schmooze or mingle or search for anyone in particular, but...
Okay, I am going to look around the room for someone who basically just their mere presence has people avoiding them. The one person that people just seem to veer away from.
Okay. There are some people like that in here. Why don't you give me a perception check so we can play the game?
Okay. All right, so what's the difficulty, sir?
So a perception check, let's make it a hard difficulty.
It's a failure with 2 threats.
Failure with 2 threats, okay.
I figure I might be just like asking around and drawing attention to myself or something.
Because you're trying to find someone that no one wants to be around, right?
Right.
You do find someone that seems to be drawing a lot of attention. So they're kind of the opposite of what you were looking for. He's wearing an interesting helmet, maybe face mask. It's hard to tell. He's got a hood over it. The hood goes down into sort of like a cloak, and he has some leather type material for armor. Other than that, you can't see any weapons he seems to be wearing, but people in this room seem to know him fairly well. Lurd, you don't know who this is, but you do know that he is a fellow gank.
That's not uncommon, though, is it?
It's not uncommon.
Greetings. Are you in this tournament as well?
Yes, I am in this tournament as well. It's good to see you here. I was afraid that I would be the only professional here.
Yeah, it's good to see that there is some stiff competition around. Our last matchup, I guess you'd call it, went a little too easily.
Yes, the droid did show some promise, but as it turns out, you noticed that as well, and that is why he was swiftly executed.
You know, I'm not really sure what Geeta is trying to pull off here. It seems to me that reducing the mercenary population is only going to make it more difficult and challenging for her to go about her business. Perhaps we can just go talk to her, see about getting some sort of business without doing all the killing of all the people.
I don't know. Sounds good for supply and demand, you know?
Well, I don't know about you, but 5 million credits that's a big sum. I could do a lot with that.
Is Geeta here in this waiting area?
She's not in the waiting area, but she's up above in the stands, sitting on a throne there. And
so we can't exactly go talk to her then.
You could probably make your way through the palace to go and speak with her, but that's up to you.
I fail to see the reason why we're killing ourselves off just for credits.
Well, it's 5 million credits, so that's a pretty good reason.
There's just so many people here. It just seems to me that this is just mere entertainment for most of them.
It's a bit of column A and column B. It's entertainment.
I mean, some of them might say it's entertainment for us as well. The way some of these people act in the ring.
Oh, absolutely. Claude and Rena are very showboaty.
More showboaty than we've been?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, we got to up our game.
That's all it took.
Look, all I'm saying is that if we go and talk to Geeta ourselves, we can put an end to all of this killing, and it's going to make it easier for us to work with these other folk, because I'm sure we'll run into them in our line of current business activities eventually.
I don't think that's how this works.
I'm not going to stop you from talking to her, but I don't think you're going to stop all the killing. There's a lot of important people here looking for a good show.
Pretty much the only way we're getting out of this is by killing everyone else.
See? Your droid knows what he's talking about.
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Cygnus.
I'm Lurd.
Yeah, I heard it over the announcements. It's a pleasure to meet you in person, Lurd. You too, KO, and you too, Berkin. We're not all going to make it out of this alive, but whatever happens, you've got my respect.
Did Geeta explain that there's only like one team that would get this contract, or were there multiple jobs?
From what you've heard, and from Zatuza, and also a little bit from Lurd himself, is that the competition largely will end with there being a select group, and likely everyone else will be dead or dying.
Okay, so I kind of ruminate on that for a bit, and I decide to fall silent and stop talking to people who are probably not going to be alive at the end of the day.
Don't try to make friends here, man. I wouldn't be learning people's names unless you're going to be, happy they're dying.
That might add for a bit more drama in the battlefield if we run into him.
Look, rumor is you're not going to be fighting me next. I have to go and fight that Carking Canar of Corellia. He's a real slime ball. But the rumor is up next, you three are going to be matched against Claude and Rena and Joe. Don't underestimate Joe.
Which one was Joe again? Was Joe the Gamorrean?
Yes.
Oh, Cygnus, thank you very much for the information, but I don't think that I've got anything to worry about from Joe the Insane. I've seen him. He was that swaggering, blowhard Gamorrean from earlier.
That's one way to look at it. Sure. Yeah, that's him. Anyway, fellas, I'm going to go check out what they have in the armory.
Good luck.
So was he carrying any gear? Does he look formidable at all?
You guys could give me perception check or
sweet.
a vigilance check if you want. Difficulty is going to be 3 again. Hard.
That looks like a success and a threat.
1 success and a threat. Yeah, so what you notice about Cygnus is he seems to be very straight and to the point. You know he's a gank. You didn't see exactly what type of weapon he's carrying, but you also can't be sure he even has a weapon. So you think most likely his weapons are all cybernetic in make and hidden. Yeah, so Cygnus goes on his way and he heads towards the armory.
How long do we have before the next round of fights?
Before your round or the next?
Yeah, before our round, I should say.
You're not sure exactly when yours is going to come up. You do know that there's about 20 minutes in between each event, and it usually takes them a little bit to clean up and reset the stage. And then,
all right,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'd like to kind of take some time to go over my gun and do any kind of fine tuning or cleaning up of it that I can. Make sure it's in good working order.
Of course, you can surely do that. Are you looking for something mechanical or just flavor?
Mostly just flavor.
Okay.
I want to I'm not really talking to anybody per se anymore. What I'd like to do is I'd like to just kind of surreptitiously just start walking through the crowd. I want to see if I can pick up any whisperings or mutterings that involve what exactly this job is supposed to be, this 5 million credit job.
Sure. You can give me a streetwise check or a perception check. Hard difficulty.
It's 3, correct?
Yes.
That is a failure with 2 advantages.
Failure with 2 advantages. So it seems like not a lot of people know much about what the actual contract is. It seems to be purposefully mysterious. The advantages, you learn that some of the people that have fought did not die. They were defeated in combat and they're being taken care of by medics right now. But you find out that that's a piece of information that Geeta doesn't necessarily want people to know. She wants people to think that everyone dies from this.
So are we even sure that we killed people that we fought?
If that's something you really want to check out, you can give me a vigilance check if you really want to find out.
That was Druuk that was investigating that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go back to the others. Drinking some Romulan ale.
Whoa, Romulan ale. Yeah, you drinking some Romulan ale?
Some blue milk. I don't know what's a Star Wars freaking alcohol.
Titty milk?
No,
I don't know. Just anything except Romulan ale.
There's Majura, Acrogam.
Sure, Acrogam. So I have a glass of Acrogam that I take off one of the waiters that's walking around, and I nonchalantly go to the others and bring the glass to my lips and whisper around to the glass that it seems that not everyone who falls in the arena stays dead. Turns out that some of them actually stay alive. We don't actually have to kill everyone. We just have to make sure they don't get up.
But if you kill them, then they don't get up.
Yes, trying to wound them sounds more difficult than killing them.
All I'm saying is that if we only wound them, then it's like they owe us a favor. And I like it when people owe me favors, don't you?
I'm not sure they'll be happy that we wounded them.
Yeah, I don't know they'd all see it that way.
This is literally a fight to the death. Yeah, I don't think you should be trying to pull your punches. Please be focused and act accordingly.
KO, listen, when we first got here, we had no idea this was a death match. We just thought this was going to be a job. I did not sign up for a death match.
They are trying to kill us.
I've got no problem with defending myself, but that does not mean that I need to kill everything that comes in front of me. I find a seat, I sit down heavily, and I furrow my brow in thought.
Well, we're in a deathmatch arena where, they're trying to kill us, so everything's on the line.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Do you should have a gun with a stun setting, so you can probably actually use that instead of lethal force,
The
right?
blaster rifle actually does have a stun setting, yes.
There you go.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, still in thought, I kind of raise my eyebrows and I pull the blaster rifle over my shoulder and lay it on the table in front of me. And I inspect it for a stun setting and I activate it.
Yeah, you find a stun setting and you activate it.
I then get up and I walk down to the armory, and any weapon that's still there, I turn on the stun setting.
Cool.
What you should do is you should like roam the room and secretly try to trigger the stun settings on everybody else's weapon.
This is a fantastic idea, but I don't think I can do that.
Maybe so we're fighting the Joe and the other two. Joe doesn't have a gun, I don't think, at max, but the other two, you could maybe just do them since we're going to be fighting them next. Let's go walk over and talk to them real quick.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. KO, why don't you and I come over to, let's go talk to Claude and Reina. If you can distract them for a little bit, I want to see what kind of weaponry they have.
Yes, it would be a good idea to ascertain their fighting capabilities.
What are you going to do, Lurd? Are you going to follow them? You going to help them?
Yeah, I'll follow them.
Okay.
I'm not going to help though. I'm just going to watch.
Okay. It's not difficult to find Claude and Reina. They're schmoozing at the bar, and they're all smiles and giggles and laughs. Good times. Yeah.
So taking a look at them, can I see where their weapons are? Do they have them on their hips, or do they have them kind of lazily resting on the table, strapped to their backs? What's the situation?
Well, they have them strapped to their hips. Claude has a pair of blasters, and Reina has a pair of vibro daggers. That's what's visible, at least.
All right, Lurd will walk up to them.
Oh, thank goodness. KO does not have his small talk subroutine engaged.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this goes too.
I was going to maybe try to enforce them to have some social distancing, maybe.
I want 2 meters in between you two right now.
That's right. I have to hold them apart.
Claude, Reina, how's it going?
Oh, very good, very good. I saw you out there, Lurd. You are a fine specimen of destruction. I love the way that you blow people and things apart. A legal firearm, though. You can see that you're willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, me and my lovely wife here, we do the same. We do what it takes.
This is my gun from home.
These are my blasters from home, too.
Kind of small, though, don't you think?
Yeah, well, might be small, but I've never heard anyone complain about them being too small.
Seem to be easy to run away from. I don't know what you would complain about.
Well, it's hard to complain when you're lying dead on the floor. You might want to take note of that.
Yep.
Okay, so
Get in there.
I'm going to get in there and I am going to see if I can flip the switch over to stun setting.
Can I assist by with some misdirection or something? Sudden warning beeps and boops.
Just be like, hey, look at this, and start spinning your hand around or something.
Hey, look over here.
All right, well, I want to get a check from KO to see just how well of a diversion this is. Give me a skullduggery.
So my diversion is going to be, I'm going to suddenly start spouting out Imperial propaganda. like a recruitment reel.
Join the Imperials.
That's great.
Yes, with the recruitment music in the background.
I like that.
Oh, good, it's cunning.
Yeah, if I could get one from both KO and Lurd, that'd be great.
Difficulty?
Just average difficulty. Just go with 2.
Hey.
Okay, well, we do have 1 success, but we also have
2 failure.
Yeah, so we have 1 failure, 1 success, and 1 threat.
Damn it, Lurd.
Well, unfortunately, Lurd They have a nice back and forth where they both imply that they'll just kill each other.
I was just going to say, if he's trying to go for his blaster, I kind of brought up his blasters in conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much directing his attention away.
Yeah. So what's going to happen here is, Berkin, you're going to get a boost die because KO's Imperial propaganda has some people kind of nervous at the moment. This is a Imperial droid, as far as anyone knows, and he is now speaking pro-Imperial. But the threat here is Claude has one of his hands on one of his blasters now because of this conversation with KO. So you will get both a boost die and a setback die to your roll, Berkin.
Okay.
You'll have to give me a skullduggery check.
How many difficulty?
We'll make it average with the one boost and the one setback. Oh, look at that.
Boom.
Look at that.
I gave him a perfectly good boost die, and he wasted it.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Okay, so he has 2 blasters, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I managed to flip one of them to the stun setting. However, the other one, I increase its potency because I can't see it because he's kind of got it partially covered.
I don't know that the guns in this have a higher setting, though.
They don't really. It's simple. You manage to get them flicked over to stun setting. The threats, however, are that you take a little bit of strain because you touch his hand a little bit as you do it.
Like caressingly touch his hand?
You just lightly touch his hand. That's
Okay,
all.
so I lightly touch his hand for how many strain?
Well, you take 2 strain.
Okay. I step away from Claude and Reyna.
Okay.
Seeing that or noticing that he's done that, I'll turn off the recording there and slowly back away.
Great. Well, it's been excellent talking with you, Lurd. I can't wait until we get into that arena together. Maybe by then you can manage to shut up your annoying Imperial droid.
Hey, man, not my droid.
What is an Imperial droid even doing here in the first place?
Kicking ass, taking names. Same as the rest of us, I guess. You know, the rest of our team.
Oh, right. Well, I have some very important business over here, if you'll let me get to that. So take care now. Bye-bye then.
Man, I can't wait to kill that guy.
Right.
Okay. So you said his blaster is to stun.
What about Reyna? You didn't get Reyna.
Could only do so much.
Should we try Joe? Maybe you can blunt his axe somehow.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's necessary. I think I can do well enough with Joe the Insane.
Well, you've spent about half an hour, 45 minutes in here now. One combat has taken place in the arena. The victors came out bruised and bloody, barely alive. And then shortly after that, there's another fight that happens in the arena. You did notice that the next person going in to fight is Cygnus.
I'd like to watch this fight if I could.
Agreed.
You certainly can.
Is there a spectator area for combatants?
Yeah, there's a pane of see-through Durasteel in the waiting room, actually, that allows you to view the fights from. So you can watch it from down here in the waiting room, or you can go up to the actual grandstands itself if you want.
The stands sound good.
KO is
Yes.
interested in this match as well.
Okay.
I mean, we know the guy. We wished him well. I, for one, am down with the Cygnus.
It's true. So Cygnus enters into the arena, and the grandstands erupt in applause and begin chanting his name throughout Kanar of Corellia's entire entrance. He seems to be rather disappointed by this. Kanar enters regardless, followed by a few Black Sun types, and everyone takes their position behind various bits of cover. As the match starts, you see Cygnus fights more like a machine than anything, not just in the way he shrugs off his opponents here, but in his actual movements. Throughout the match, Cygnus employs a variety of cybernetic-based weaponry, blasters, blades, and explosives, possibly even more. In a short amount of time, Kanar of Corellia and his lackeys are swiftly executed by the Master Hunter. In the end, Cygnus is left and exits the arena, giving the audience little break in their cheers and applause. Does anyone want to make a perception, vigilance, or mechanics check from this battle?
Yeah, I'll do a perception check.
Okay. You can give me a difficulty 2, average perception.
Yeah, I'd like to do a mechanics check.
You can also give me a difficulty 2 mechanics check.
Nice.
3
Yeah.
success.
Success and a threat.
So, Lurd, what you notice, most of this gank is no longer gank. That is clear as day to you now. Likely only his vital organs remain untouched, and even that you cannot be certain of. He is likely mostly cybernetic at this point, at least 80%, you would guess. You know that it would take a seriously powerful source to make him move, especially the way that he does move in combat.
If I'm watching this, I'm going to be looking specifically for maybe like what appears to be like maybe maybe not so much a signature move, but like maybe a hole in their defenses.
Yeah, Berkin, you know that Cygnus is an enemy that you do not want to tangle with. He seems to be incredibly formidable, but you also notice that his movements resemble that of a droid. So perhaps an EMP or other devices, weapons, things that affect droids would also have an effect on him.
Yeah, this guy's lousy with cybernetics. I mean, he's basically an android at this point. I don't know how much gank is left in there.
Yeah, so that was Cygnus's combat. But then 20 more minutes go by and you guys are called into the arena.
Could I do something in that 20 minutes?
You sure can. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go and talk to Cygnus again, if I could.
You certainly can. Hey, it's good to see you.
That was quite the fight in there, Cygnus.
I appreciate that.
3-on-1, it didn't even look like you broke a sweat.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
While I'm talking to him, I'd like to try to give him a closer look over and see if I can find where his energy source is for all his cybernetics.
Okay. You can give me mechanics or perception, difficulty 3 for that.
1 success and 1 threat.
Yes, you do locate the likely location of his power source for all of his cybernetics, at least for the weaponry of his cybernetics. The only place that you can imagine it would be is located somewhere on his back, likely up high, just above what would be the shoulder blades.
Okay.
You notice a very slight discrepancy with his cloak there. There's a very small bulge, and I mean incredibly small.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I better get prepared, Gotta get in the right mindset.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you can lose your life out there. You take care now, Lurd.
Yeah, thanks. Maybe I'll see you around.
Maybe. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do or in those 20 minutes?
No, I'm good. All right, let's just get this over with. Got what it takes.
Yeah, I'm ready to shoot some stuff.
So yeah, 20 minutes go by. You all get called into the arena and you enter the arena, I assume.
Yep.
So Cygnus was correct. You are facing off against Joe the Insane and the lovable Claude and Rena. The layout of the arena is the same. There is a number of obstacles and barricades set up on either side of the arena. Could everyone give me vigilance checks, please? Difficulty, easy.
Oh, blanked out.
2 advantage for KO.
God damn it, Brad.
Brad fucking nailed it.
Yep.
Lurd, since the last time you were in here, there have been some traps that have been added into here. They're all hidden. You've identified exactly where they are. So you'll be able to move around the arena without setting off any of these traps. If you relay the information to your companions, then they'll be able to go around the arena without setting off any of the traps as well, because you got a triumph, and that seems appropriate.
Okay.
But can I get cool checks from everyone, please, for initiative?
Berkin rolled 2 advantage.
Laird also rolled 2 advantage.
KO rolled 1 success.
Okay, so we are going to have NPC slot, NPC slot, PC slot, PC slot, NPC slot, PC slot. So going up first is going to be Joe the Insane, and he is going to charge wildly into the center of the arena, spending 2 maneuvers to get as close to you guys as possible. So Joe the Insane is now within short range of all of you, and Claude and Rena are both at long. Next up is another NPC slot. So Claude is going to go, and he is going to quick draw his blasters and lay down some fire at Lurd.
Okay, I have a range defense of 1.
Okay, so that's 3 difficulty. And then the setback die. Ooh, so that is 1 advantage. So he is going to whiff entirely, and he'll give the next NPC acting a boost die. And PC slot.
Okay, I'm going to get in front of Joe.
Okay.
So he's got a giant axe, right? That's his thing?
Yes.
Okay. And sorry, what range is he in right now? Which range band?
He's at short distance away from you. If you move into short, you can be engaged.
Okay, well, I still fire at him without incurring any penalties.
Currently, yeah, if you're at short range.
Okay, so I can use my blaster rifle to try to take him out.
Yes.
So what I do then is I do this this wicked cool little shoulder roll and kind of get myself down on one knee and plant the blaster rifle against my shoulder and try to kind of aim center mass on Joe the Insane in an attempt to stun him into submission.
Sure. So give me your attack.
And this time, Aaron, I just want to specify that I am attempting to stun him.
I appreciate you specifying that you're going to do non-lethal damage to him.
What am I rolling here? I want to shoot this guy from. I'm going to use a maneuver to. Oh wait.
Well, you're at short range, so it's going to be 1 difficulty.
Well, hold on. So, movement's a maneuver, right?
Yeah, you
Or
have
is movement separate from maneuver.
You have a maneuver and an action, as well as basically incidentals.
Okay.
You can spend a maneuver to aim, which gives you a boost die. You could spend an additional maneuver to take 2 strain damage, and then you can have 2 boost die.
No, I am not going to do that.
Okay.
I've already stated that I want to do this wicked cool shoulder roll and then fire from a kneeling position with 1 foot up.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. That's my maneuver. And then what's my difficulty?
Your difficulty's 1 because you're shooting at short range.
Damn it.
So what'd you get?
I rolled 2 advantage. A failure with 2 advantage.
Okay. Would you like to describe what happens and then tell me how you spend your advantage?
Okay. Well, I think that Joe the Insane, he sees me kind of like moving kind of toward him and do this roll. He takes his axe up and positions it over his head to basically try to cleave me in half. But me kind of coming to my knees and firing right away throws him off. I miss entirely, but it also throws him off. So he'll take like a setback die to try to reposition himself.
Sounds good. Now, with your maneuver, did you did the shoulder roll into engaged with him, or?
No, just like to the side.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to do?
No, I am all about just trying to get this over with right now. So my mind is on winning.
Okay. Next up is a PC slot.
We'll go.
Okay.
I'll plant my feet firmly on the ground and use one of my maneuvers to prepare my blaster cannon. I'm going to take 2 strain to take an additional maneuver to aim at Joe the Insane. And then I'm going to let fly a volley of blasts.
So that's at short range, so 1 difficulty. Oh yeah, you have auto fire. That's right.
Yes, it's 1 additional difficulty for auto fire.
Okay, so what'd you get?
I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay, so what happens, Brad?
Firing off a barrage of shots, one of them strikes Joe the Insane in the shoulder, dealing 12 damage.
Nasty.
And for my advantage, I will give the next PC slot a boost die.
Okay.
And I will call out, there's traps and pits about, and I kind of point around to some of them. Keep your eyes open.
Where would the traps then be, since we now see them? Where would they be in relationship to, say, Joe the Insane?
Joe is getting close to one, but he's not within its range.
And that's all I'm going to do on my turn. I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. Then next up, we have NPC slot. So Rena is going to run up into the middle, and I'm going to have her make a skill check. I'm going to have her make a coordination check to avoid the trap that she has just triggered. Okay.
Ooh.
She has rolled a success, a threat, and a triumph. So she deftly dodges that. She does take a bit of strain in the process. And her triumph is that she notices other traps in the arena as well. So this trap that she triggered was one of the pitfall traps. She felt the ground beneath her giving way and immediately jumped back and hid behind one of the barricades. So she's at medium range from you guys now. And next up is PC slot.
That would be KO then. I think we'll keep the pressure on Joe here.
Sounds good.
So was there any cover in between, say, where we're at and Joe there? There was scatter terrain, wasn't there?
Yes, there's plenty of cover around.
All right, so I'll move up to kneel in front of some cover and sight Joe. We'll take aim here, which gives me what now?
It gives you a boost die.
So that's a boost die for the aim, a boost die from my advantage from before, and a boost die from Lurd's advantage.
Yep. This better be big.
And my weapon gives me a boost die as well, because it do.
Okay.
And difficulty? You said we're medium range, so 2?
Because you didn't move, right? So
I moved up I would have just moved up to the closest bit of terrain between me and the rest of them.
you can be within short range of Joe, so that'll be 1 difficulty.
Okay, I believe I've got this streak.
Woohoo.
That looks okay to me. So that's a success, 5 advantage, and 1 triumph.
That's disgusting. So yeah, you want to describe what happens here? You don't tell me what happens with all
Well,
these advantages.
ideally, I would like to try to drive him backwards closer to the trap.
Okay.
I know he's not within that much, he's not going to fall into it, but I'd like to rain fire upon him to try to push him backwards towards it.
Sure.
So I send several rounds after him that strike center and stagger him backwards.
All right. Well, tell me your damage first.
Oh, geez. What is it? Damage plus advantages?
Successes.
Yeah, your weapon damage +1 for every success that you have.
And what do I get for my triumph?
It counts as a success, and
Right, so
you can spend that doing whatever you want.
so that's 8 base damage plus the success, and then plus 1 success from the triumph, so that's 10 damage.
Okay.
I'm correct. And then for my triumph, could I knock him into the trap then?
You can knock him into the trap, but he's still going to get a coordination check to see if he can get out of the way.
So yes, a volley of fire is rained down upon Joe, staggering him backwards into the trap.
Okay, so he triggers the trap. He falls into the pit trap. It's not a deep pit trap. It's about 3 feet deep, and he takes some damage from the spikes that are in the bottom. So he's looking pretty beat up. But now to get out of the hole, he's going to have to spend a maneuver. After falling into the trap, he begins screaming wildly, and at this moment, he looks more like a wild animal than a living being.
And then for the critical,
Yeah, what do you want to spend your advantage on?
I don't want to do boost. I mean, I could do boost die, but everybody does boost dice. Boost
How
die.
about Claude and Marina take a step back and just kind of the seeing Joe go down so easily, 1, 2, 3 is kind of has caused them to hesitate just briefly and reassess who they're actually up against.
Yeah,
Maybe a setback or something.
Yeah, can I give the next NPC to act a setback die then?
Yeah, both of them can take setback die on Reyna, and you have 1 more advantage that you could spend.
I'll give a boost die to the next PC slot then.
Sounds good. Okay, so next up is NPC slot. And Joe is going to dig himself out of this pitfall trap. He is going to take strain, trying to get towards you guys with the second maneuver. And he's going to try and engage probably Berkin, because Birkin's the closest thing to him. And Joe is in a bloodthirsty rage at this moment. So, Berkin, you have an attack from a large Gamoran axe coming towards you. And I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade one of his dice.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Okay, that looks pretty good. That's a hefty one. So, Joe the Insane has rolled 5 success and 1 triumph.
This is just for him getting out of the pit, right? This isn't an attack.
No, this is him attacking you with his
Me?
Gamoran axe. Yeah, man.
Fucking fuck.
Okay, so that's a lot of fucking damage.
I have a defense of 1, so you probably should have thrown in a setback die.
Okay,
That could turn the tide. Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Fuck my life. Okay, I already have 2 wounds on me, so
Yeah,
he's got probably a brawn of 4, so that's 10 points. I only have.
no, he's got a brawn
What
of 5 and his
Oh, I'm
axe.
dead. Okay, I'm
So
down.
that's gonna be
why
think
did you
that's so-
heal up during the intermission, man?
that's gonna be 13 points of damage. So you're going to start counting up beyond your wound threshold.
Well, hold on. I have soak.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're going to count it up beyond your wound threshold, whatever it gets to. And then if you reach double your wound threshold, then your character dies.
Okay.
But until that point, you're going to be unconscious until you're healed up under your wound threshold, I think.
Is this the first attack by these NPCs?
This is the first one that hit, but Claude missed on his attack against Lurd.
Okay, so yeah, no, I took 9 points of damage, and I immediately I'm already in a kind of a kneeling position, but that throws me to the side, and I backpedal, kind of like crab walking backwards to get away from combat, as I very clearly bleeding profusely from a large gash in my chest.
And I also rolled 56 on the critical table, which is an agonizing wound. So you increase the difficulty of all brawn and agility checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. So it's average difficulty 2 in severity to heal. And just a reminder that critical wounds get added to your character sheet and removed through like hospitalization or medical treatment, that sort of thing. Back to tank.
Yeah, no, I have it written down here. That's fine. We're good. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm clutching my chest, and I'm dragging the blaster rifle by the harness as I'm crab walking backwards.
Joe is screaming the whole time. Next up is a NPC slot, and that'll be Claude, who has a setback die. He's going to continue to try to shoot Lurd. Just want to remind you guys, you have 4 light side points.
How far away is Claude?
Claude is at long range.
I yell out to him, "You're going to have to get closer than that if you want to hit me."
Yeah, so Claude's got 1 fail. So again, he misses with his attack. Next up is a PC slot. Who's it gonna be?
Okay, well, I will get back to a kneeling position, and I'll reach into my backpack and take out a stim pack and jab it into my neck to get some healing started here. This thing's heal for anyway.
Not a ton, unfortunately.
I think it heals for 5.
What? My emergency repair patches only heal for 3. More droid bias, I swear.
Is it 5?
Pretty sure it's 5.
Okay, well, let's assume that it is 5.
So it takes a maneuver to inject a stim pack in yourself or another.
Oh, just a maneuver?
Yeah, you do heal 5 wounds and can use a stim pack more than once, but each use heals 1 less wound than the last.
Hold on, hold on, run that by me again. You can use 1 stim pack multiple times?
No, you can use a stim pack and then use another stim pack, but it will heal for 4 wounds.
No, yeah.
And then the next stim pack will heal for 3 wounds, and then 2 wounds, and then 1 wound, and then no wounds.
Okay.
It takes a day for your body to recover from the use of stim packs.
Okay, well...
That is so much better than emergency repair patches for droids.
Much better, yes.
I look up and see Joe in front of me in all of his brutal glory, screaming like a Gamorrean with his axe raised high, bloodied with my blood. I pick up my blaster rifle from a seated position, grit my teeth, glower at him, and turn off the stun setting.
All right.
What?
Okay.
I fire at him.
All right. So you are engaged with him?
I like that his morals there went out the window as soon as you got wrecked.
Yeah, man.
Instantly out the window.
Think of what a friend he would have been to you, though, if you had spared him.
Clearly, this Gamorrean is no friend to me.
So this is a light, a light or a heavy? Ranged heavy. So it's going to be +2 difficulty.
Also going to use. I'm going to flip a destiny point too.
Okay, so it's going to be 3 difficulty, and you flipped a destiny point, so you can upgrade.
Here we go.
Boom.
That's 2 successes and 2 threat.
Want to tell me your damage?
Sure. He gets hit for 12 points of lethal damage, and I am definitely just kind of aiming wild, so probably center mass, whatever's the easiest to hit.
Okay, you will absolutely kill him with this. So you want to describe the rest of this for me?
Flourish, man. We got to get on TV.
Yeah, for sure. So my wild shot hits him right in the neck. He drops his axe. Both of his hands go to his throat, and he falls to his knees as he kind of slumps over to one side, bleeding out. On the other hand, the recoil from the blaster rifle kind of hits me in the shoulder and spins me around and smack my head against the rock right beside me.
Sure, yeah. So you want to take 2 strain?
Sure.
Excellent. We have another PC slot.
Okay.
So is Reyna within medium range?
She is, yes.
Okay, I'll take aim at her.
Okay.
I'll use my maneuver to prepare my weapon and just try to unload and steady my gun as best I can. That's 1 success and 3 advantage.
Excellent. So, Lurd, can you tell me how much damage you have done first?
Yeah. So how is damage calculated again? My weapon damage is 12. Do I add 1 for the success?
Yeah, so your weapon damage is 12 plus 1 for each success you have.
Okay, so that'll be 13 damage then.
Okay.
And then I'll use 2 of my advantage to activate the auto fire to hit a second time.
Okay. Which will just do another 13 points of damage.
Yeah. And as I'm spraying the lasers, I just yell out, "Suppressing fire!" And I'll give a setback die to the next NPC action with my last advantage.
Absolutely. So you're blasting chunks of... no, it's Star Wars. Shouldn't... you're blasting chunks of body off of Rena, and you've blown her arm off, and there's giant holes through her, and there's blood everywhere. Yeah, she's dead. Anything else you wish to do there, Killer?
Nope, that's it.
So next up is PC slot.
All right. Well, targeting sensors, sight down. Forgot his name.
Claude.
Reyna and
Claude.
Claude. So yeah, I'll switch targets to Claude and try to take him out.
Okay. You are at long range, so it's going to be 3 difficulty.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take 2 aim. I'm gonna 2 strain for 2 aim,
Okay.
and I'm gonna flip a light side point.
Okay.
So that should be okay. So it's 3 boost die then, right? 2 boost for the aim, 1 for my weapon. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
1 fail and 7 advantage.
Well, you definitely don't hit, but would you like to tell me what some of these advantages are?
Staggered by the shots just zipping by him, I would like for Claude to drop his weapons. He just tries to dodge out of the way Matrix style and fails.
Definitely.
And I check the sights on my weapon and kind of give it a wrap.
Cool. Sounds good. Next up is NPC slot. Unless you had something else to do?
Nope.
Okay. So I guess Claude is going to continue firing wildly at Lurd. He's going to pick his weapons up. He's going to spend 2 strain just to be sure that he can get them and begin firing at Lurd.
So you should have 1 setback die from my advantage, and also I have a range defense.
Cool. Wow.
Oof.
So he finally hits with 1 success. So that'll be 6 points of strain damage, sir.
Sorry, who was he firing at?
Lurd.
Does my soak value affect that at all, or is that only for wounds?
It does affect that, yes. I'm pretty sure it's just a stun setting. But if the gun has something that says like stun 4, it just does 4 strain damage. It ignores your soak.
Good to know.
So yeah, apply your soak. And next up is a PC slot.
Is that my go? Or
Well, I just went, so I'm fine.
It's either you or me. So who's still up? It's just Claude?
Yeah, just Claude.
Okay. I'll stagger back to my feet, give my head a shake, and then I am going to turn the stun setting back on my blaster rifle and take aim toward Claude in attempts to knock him out.
Okay.
So what am I rolling here?
You are at medium range now, I believe.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 difficulty.
Now this is an agility skill. It's based on an agility check. I'm gonna have to add a purple because of my agonizing wound.
That's a very good point.
And I'd still hit. So that's the kind of guy Berkin is. So I rolled 1 success.
Okay.
So he gets hit for 11 points of damage. I guess that's to his strain.
That is to a strain. Okay. It's a lot of strain damage, but he's still standing.
Is he even like pure winded?
Oh yeah, he is definitely winded by that.
But he's still standing.
Yeah, he's a little staggered and he's kind of looking around, confused. That's all.
All right, so I kind of look through my...
Do blaster rifles they have a scope, right? Or do they just have like iron sights?
They don't have a scope because the scope is an attachment.
Oh, of course.
All right, yeah, no, I'll just kind of like look over the barrel kind of toward him and just kind of stare in disbelief at the fact that he's still standing.
All right, PC slot.
I'd like to nimbly maneuver myself to get a bit closer to Claude so I can get a better aim.
Certainly.
So that'll put me at medium range?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'll take 2 strain to get an additional maneuver to prepare my gun as I get ready to lay down another volley.
Okay.
And I'd also like to flip one of the light side points.
All right.
Upgrade my die. As I squeeze the trigger and call out, "You cocky cock!" Oof.
Wow.
So what'd you get, Brad?
I got 6 success and 2 threat.
Well, all right. Well, talk to me about your damage here.
Well,
18?
Yep, that is 18 damage as you get struck center mass with one of the laser blasts.
You can take 2 strain and you leave a massive hole in the center of Claude's chest, and he slumps over dead.
I drop the barrel of my gun to the ground and kind of lean on it for support and just let out a weary sigh.
I raise my gun over my head as I look up to the crowds, and I slowly turn.
Are you not entertained?
They're very entertained. The crowd is roaring with excitement. It seems like that might have been the best fight they've seen all day. In fact, Geeta himself is laughing and cheering uproariously.
Let's agree that coming to this planet was a bad idea.
Yeah, bad idea for them.
What are you talking about?
I definitely did not come to this planet to be maimed by some green creature with an axe.
So anyway, the crowd's cheering. You guys are still standing in the arena. And you hear Geeta say, "Ha, ha, ha, good." And then Zatuza responds with, "Okay, there. Excellent combat. If everyone could bring it down a level, all the competitors, bring them out." And all of the competitors get ushered out into the arena.
All the dead ones?
No. All the ones
just
that
bring like cots and buckets of people.
Yeah, just buckets of slop. No. Everyone comes out in the arena. The grandstands are full of all of the...
As this is happening, can I go around to the 3 fallen adversaries in the arena and take a small trinket or something from each one, whether it be like a piece of their armor or a small buckle or something, just something fairly small that I can tack onto my gun?
You absolutely can. You just tell me what it is that you grab.
Can I grab one of the vibro daggers off of Reyna?
Yep.
A buckle or something small off Joe's armor, and one of Cloud's blasters.
Definitely.
My plan is to break the blaster and the dagger down and just take like either the handle of the dagger or some part of the hilt if there is one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Same with the blaster.
Awesome. Yep. Meanwhile, everyone's gathered in the arena, and Geeta speaks. Excellent.
Beat contest, Bob.
This contest has been the best yet.
Don't need to
I
see
do not need to see the rest.
Berkin,
KOB3, and Lord, you 3 have been chosen.
Uba win right.
You win the right to this contract
of Uba
and the rest of Geeta. And in the middle of their sentence, Geeta stops. You see Geeta's hand reach for their throat, their eyes beginning to bulge, with a liquid that you assume to be blood pouring from their mouth, nose, and numerous other orifices on their body.
Salt. Somebody salted the food.
Clearly someone salted the food. And
It's really specific, man.
what's really specific?
That he came out. That he knew that he said salt.
It's true.
Where were you?
Dying.
Okay, anyway, Geeta sits on their throne, grasping for air as their entourage look to her in panic. But within moments. And despite the best efforts of those around her, the hut is lifeless, and the feeling begins to sink in. Nothing good comes from the death of a hut, not on Nal Hutta. And after a very brief, uncomfortable moment of silence, you hear Zatuza, who is hovering above Geeta and inspecting her, mumble the word,
Poison. Someone here must be responsible. Torak, lock down the palace. No one may leave until we determine what has happened. You three, I wish to speak with you.
and he gestures to the three of you, Lurd, Ko, Berkin.
This has been a complete waste of time.